You know, I'm beginning to think my parents think I'm an alcoholic. What's up, guys? Back again. This is going to be the third video for today, but y'all won't see it because I'm going to space them out so that I don't look like an alcoholic. Just kidding. Don't really give a fuck. This is going to be the third video for today, and I'm going to go back on my word, which I don't do very often. But there's one company that I know of, that can make a beer in a clear bottle that doesn't go skunky, that doesn't taste like shit, that is pure heaven, and I'm just so lucky that I don't even have this fucking beer on the shelf. Why, you might ask? Probably because I'm a fucking idiot, because I've had this beer a million fucking times, and I love it. But I don't have it in the shelf. I have its seasonal cousin in the fucking shelf, but I don't have the original that started it all in the shelf, which is fucking retarded. So enough with me rambling, let's get on to the beer. I present Newcastle Brown Ale. Yeah. What's up? Okay. We're at 4.7% ABV, imported from England, the one and only Newcastle Brown Ale. Says drink cool. Okay. Let's see. Brewed at the Tadcaster Brewery in Tadcaster, LS numbers, blah, 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 United Kingdom, imported by Newcastle Importers, White Plains, New York, which is the same place. Well, it's the same city that imports fucking Guinness. So, and I think it's the same same place that imports that god-awful Tecate. Maybe. I don't know. So, let's get down to this. This is a brown ale, okay? Duh. But this beer I had at Hummers in the 51 Beer Club, and it kind of helped seal the deal, okay? We know Guinness Extra Stout set the bar and kind of thrusted me in the direction of craft beer, okay? But somewhere along the way, between one job and another job, I lost all the cash revenue that I had, because that happens when you lose a job. And so I had forgotten what craft beer was. And I'm going to quit rubbing my pants, because I noticed that sounds really weird on camera. But I had lost the idea of craft beer completely, and was drinking malt liquor and cheap shit because I didn't have no money. So started working at Owens. Like I said, I've told this story 100,000 times. I'll make a video about it, but long story short, talked to one of my buddies that worked up there. He said I should try some craft beer, and I told him what I had had. He suggested a few, suggested I go up to Hummers, do the 51 Beer Club, did the 51 Beer Club. This was one of the 51, okay? And this is by far one of my favorites. Now, I enjoyed this beer. There's 4 left, I think. Maybe 3. Last night. Okay. I had 2 of them. Then I drank an Arrogant Bastard. And I know y'all are going to be like, well, you promised to re-review the Arrogant Bastard. Well, you know what? Family was in town. I wanted a good beer. I drank it. Sorry about your bad luck. But let's get down to this. Okay? I always say that. And then I ramble some more. Now, you can't really see it all that well, but there is some smoke just lingering. And it's so nice to be able to put another bottle back in the shelf, which I'm going to have to do something about, because I don't have enough room in this shelf until I build spacers. So what I'm thinking about doing is taking a 4x4, painting it black, sitting it behind the first row, and then doing a second row behind them and staggering them. So, you know, go like this, because these beers aren't on the shelf, but go like this and then stagger this one behind it so you can see it. Does that make sense? So that I can fit more beer in there so I don't have to buy a shelf just yet. So, here we go. Let's try not to pour this one with a ridiculous amount of head, shall we? Because I do that quite frequently. Now we're going to rocky it up so that I can get some head. Because this beer looks very beautiful when it's got some head in it. Okay. This, 12 fluid ounces. Guinness, why can't you give us 12 fluid ounces? Okay. Look at that. Mmm. Yum, yum, yum. I look like an alien. That's funny. Okay, lots of bubble streams, but the reason for that is this glass has a textured little inlay in the bottom of it that creates bubble streams. So it heads up really, really easy. Very crystal clear, soapy white head, like most English ales. Let's get a sniff of it. Oh, it has started to skunk a little bit. Getting roasted malt. Probably barley malt. Oh, man. A little bit of hops. And that's pretty much it. So, cheers. Yeah. It has started to skunk up a little bit. That's what happens when you keep beer for too long in a clear bottle. Okay. I can get past the skunky flavor and get some legitimate flavors. Oh, the aftertaste is so good. Okay. First things first. It's a 4.7. Okay, so it's got a very thin mouthfeel. It's, right in the territory of Bud Light, Miller Lite, Coors Light, your light beers. So if you don't like heavy dark beers like stouts, go ahead and give this one a try because it's not heavy, okay? It's got a very light mouthfeel. Ooh, it tasted like Sriracha, Chelada, Guinness, Brown Ale. That's a combination. Right there. I love how this beer laces the glass too. This is such a pretty beer. And it's not even expensive for, imported beer. And it's good. It's just I'm over here giving ratings and shit before I've even finished the beer. Or got to the end of the review. Look at me. I'm just all over the fucking place today, ain't I? Okay. So, there is a little bit of hot bitterness. Just enough to round it out. But the cool thing is it doesn't come in the back. It's kind of middle to front. The back is your roasty sweetness that gives you just a phenomenal aftertaste. I don't have another beer that I can compare it to that gives me that roasty, sweet aftertaste. Because most stouts, the Nitro Stout, the Left-Handed Brewing Company Nitro Stout, the Breckenridge Oatmeal Stout, maybe, and then the Left-Handed Brewery's Standard Milk Stout, those are close. But the cool thing is, this is not a stout. This is just a brown ale. And it's very craft beer-esque without being heavy and overpowering and, just kind of tweaking. Because with people that haven't had craft beer before, their palate, of course, is not developed. So anything that has a multitude or a complex flavor is going to turn them off. This is direct. Beginning, middle, end, like I always say. Most beers aren't. This one is. Very clean cut. Boom, boom, boom. And it's not enough, it's not powerful enough of flavors to, you know, turn somebody off. They can't be like, oh, that's just too roasty, or oh, too much hops, because they probably don't know what hops are, or oh, too much alcohol. It's low in alcohol, the hops are forgiving, and it's got a nice mellow back end with a really nice aftertaste. That's what I love about this beer, okay? And even when it's slightly skunky because it's in a clear bottle, it's not terrible, okay? They give us a stupid code on the back for dating. I hate that shit. But, you know, it's just, it's an all-around good beer. You know, it's not bad. So let's go ahead and give it a rating. Because, why not? Look at that. That is so pretty. Okay. Now, I don't have a lot of brown ales in the tower. Haven't had a lot of, you know, just straight up ales. I've had the Newcastle Werewolf, which is the brother, well, we'll say cousin. This thing is nasty. This bottle is grody. I'm gonna have to get another bottle and replace it because it's got dust and all kinds of good shit in it. Yum. But, yeah. That's the Newcastle Werewolf bottle. Blood Red Ale. Okay. Now, let's see what other ales I've had. Oh, the Cosmo will fit in there. The Haymaker will fit in there from Shiner. And then the brown ale. And I think that's, because we're going to keep IPAs by themselves. But I think that's it. That's all I've really had where those are concerned. Oh, and the Dead Guy Ale, which is right here from Rogue. I need to get him again because he was very, very good. So for the style, since I don't drink a lot of ales per se, because, you know, you can classify stout as an ale, you know, IPAs, of course, India Pale Ale, you can classify those as ales, but this being a brown ale, I don't have any other brown ales in the fucking thing. I don't. So, sorry, here I go with the burping again. Oh, yeah. For the style, I'm gonna have to give it an 8, okay? Because there's not a lot there, but what is there is spot on. Hit the nail, you know, right on the head. It's just done great, okay? And for beers in general, I'm going to give this one an 8 also. And the reason is, like I said, it is just well-rounded. It encompasses such a great area of the beer, you know, experience. It's got hops. It's got malt. It's got, you know, a dark color to it. It laces the glass well. For an entry-level craft brew drink, this one is, I can't think of a better beer to give a newbie to drink for craft beer. It sucks you in. It's like a tractor beam, you know, that's a Jim Carrey reference, by the way. It's just, it's great. Okay, so we're going to give it an 8 for the style and an 8 for beers in general. And that's, I know it's hard for y'all. It might be hard for some of y'all to grasp this being an 8. But if you do what you do well, no one can ever tell you you're wrong. Okay? It's like, I'm not a football player, okay? But I'm not going to walk up to an NFL football player who's got Super Bowl rings and tell him, you know what? Fuck you, dude. You're a piece of shit. You know, what you do is bullshit. You know, you're lazy, blah, blah, blah. Because he does what he's good at, and he does it extremely well. And that's why he gets paid so well. This beer does what it does extremely well. It may not do a lot. It may not come out of the woods with all these hops and mow you over, or come in with all this alcohol and barley malt and roastiness and just slaughter you like the older, or not the older Rasputin, but the Ivan the Terrible did. But what it does do, it is almost perfect. So 8 in the style, 8 overall. That's my review of the Newcastle Brown Ale. This message goes out to all the rookies. If you're watching my videos and you drink adjunct lagers, Bud Light, Miller Lite, Michelob Ultra, Natty, Busch Beer, Milwaukee's Best, you get the picture. If you drink cheap beer and you want to try something that is a little bit more than just something to get drunk, go to a liquor store, go to your convenience store, and find Newcastle Brown Ale. It's not heavy. It's going to get you started with craft beer and give you an idea of what we experience. Now, of course, it's just an idea. It's just a hint. But it will give you something to compare against. You know, if this is the first craft beer you've had, or well done, well created beer that you've had, then when you start developing your palate and start adding to your repertoire of beers, you can go back and compare it to that Newcastle Brown Ale, instead of having to compare it to shitty, terrible adjunct lagers, which I don't ever condone, okay? Unless you're doing a torture trial, which we're gonna have to drink them. But yeah, so enough of me just bullshitting. I appreciate you watching the videos. Thanks for subscribing, all of my 2 subscribers, and we will see you in the next one.